It should be all right.
That'll be fine.
And we don't want any partisanship over here rooting for your colleague.
We root for him extra hard. It makes him better.
That's good then. Well then, root hard.
Yeah.
We need all the help we can get.
We're here live at Chuck Stevens Field here at Churchill High School as Rockville in a big game against KOA. They come in 14-10, KOA 16-11. Pretty big game for them, Pat, as that's a game they're trying to catch.
Yeah, this is a game that we could definitely steal from KOA here as we have the last week of the regular season, I should correct myself with. But yeah, this could be a huge win as it would give us it would give Rockville 15 on the season. Definitely a big push for the playoffs.
That it would. Getting the ball for Rockville today, you know him, our colleague, and now pitcher Zach Gibney. He comes in today. 3 appearances so far on the season with a 1.8 ERA, 10 innings pitched, and 8 Ks. Certainly not bad for him.
No, not at all. We'd love to see Zach out on the bump. He always has moderate success, I would say.
To this point, I'd say. Yeah,
has had a couple of shaky innings, but that happens to every pitcher. Not to knock against him.
Yeah, and like I say every game, we certainly like him in the booth with us, but anything to help this team out. And the other thing is this is his 4th appearance on the season. He's now playoff eligible. That's the big part. And Saylor's in the box, and we are underway here at Churchill's. He watches ball 1. Saylor getting the lead off today, followed by McMath, Heffley, Fabre batting cleanup, Hakopian 5th, Orsini, Salisbury, and Lacefield. It's a fly ball out towards left by Saylor, going back and off the wall. Saylor showing some opposite field power to start this one, and he's in there at second. It's a good start to the day.
Yeah, before it was even able to finish putting in the players on game changer defensively, Saylor rips a double down the left field line.
That almost got out too. Great oppo power from him.
Great way to start this ball game off. Extra base hit for Saylor, upping his average, his slugging, all those good advanced baseball stats. There goes another hitter for the Express with the first batter.
That it does. The starter for KOA is Jason Skeen, right-hander from Catonsville. And he will face McMath now with Saylor standing on second following that leadoff double. McMath will watch a strike.
Something to notice in the lineup card. McMath batting second this game. Haven't seen that too many times. We've seen him bat third. Interesting to maybe put him in there as Saylor with the leadoff.
Yeah, but I like him switching it up a little bit.
Yeah, but
certainly no. I don't think there's any wrong answer really. Like we touched on last time, at this point of the season with the bats awake, there's really not a weakness in this lineup. You see Saylor even driving one out almost over the wall to start the ball game. McMath connects and sends one foul.
I was going to piggyback on my own point with McMath batting second, Saylor leading off, his bat getting hot, and as he hit a leadoff double, maybe McMath in there to just advance him over to third.
We'll see, as he is one of the power hitters, so. Ball in the dirt, runs at 1-2. McMath fighting to stay alive. Check back on second. McMath flies him towards the left side. This will get out of play. Still fighting to stay alive.
Checking his bat there a little bit. Hope it didn't break it.
Bat's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Head of the 1-2, take a look at the numbers for McMath this year. 304, 4 home runs, 19 RBIs. It's team high in both home runs and RBI.
Yeah, even with McMath and his unfortunate little slump lately, still batting above 300. Shows you how hot he was in June and the beginning of July.
That is true, yeah.
Still able to put the ball in play though. Has had a few knocks in the doubleheader against the Maryland Monarchs on Saturday. Was able to drive in a few runs there as well.
2-2. Got some wood on it and drives it out towards right. Saylor will round and head for home. throw to the plate, and he's out. Good relay there by KOA as they steal an out rather than a 1-0 ball game. Fortunate for Rockville there is they would have had first and third with no outs.
Yeah, was a little bit of a push to get Saylor there, trying to get him home. Never like to get the first out of the inning at home, which would have been the first run of the game.
Yeah, especially on a ball that shallow. I will bring in James Heffley, however. Another one of those hot bats.
Yeah, Heffley got another double in the game 1 of the doubleheader on Saturday, showing off his speed and power.
Yeah, team high 7th double.
I think it's something that's been a little underrated for Heffley, is that his power, the power that he possesses. He's driven out 1 home run this season, but as you said, 7 doubles. That's quite impressive from the catcher.
That is, and second in team RBIs as well with 16. Certainly grants him a spot in the top of that order more times than not. The 0-2, prior to a step off, looks back McMath. Skiing the 0-2. Pitch in the dirt, good eye there by Heffley to lay off. Rockville an early RBI chance spoiled on the relay home. Still with McMath over at first with 1 away.
Yeah, like I said, we didn't think it was a great send with the ball not being that far out into right field. Rick Price decided to send Saylor home, but did not get the early 1-run lead.
Heffley watches another one outside and runs the count 2-2. Connects on a 2-2, sends one deep out to left, and gets down just foul.
I will say it's going to be tough for the home plate umpire and field umpire to determine whether a ball is fair or foul with these very, very faded foul lines here at Winston Churchill High School.
Yeah, and you saw Rick Price pointing fair. He certainly wanted that one.
I think Heffley wanted his 8th double of the season as well.
Yeah, that he did. Fortunately, we're going to have to do the 2-2 over. But if he's swinging like that, you never know. Skeen's going to have to come up with something pretty good here because he timed that ball up pretty well. 2-2. Watches one just low. Good eye there by Heffley. He is back behind the plate today as well.
Heffley's had game 2 of the doubleheader off of the catching duties, that is.
Full count, fouled off out of play. Heffley will see another.
Heffley able to work back from this at bat, being down 0-2, get it to 3-2 after fouling off and almost getting a double this at bat.
Connects on the 3-2, sends one high towards third. Got under it just a bit, and there's out number 2. The advantage we get from this field is we're literally on the field. We hear everything. That's a perk we don't usually get.
Yeah, we're not used to being this close to the action. There isn't.
Yeah, every conversation and
almost the exact opposite of Latonia, where there's a huge amount of real estate between us and the field of play. There's almost nothing here, maybe 2 or 3 feet, and you're at the home plate dirt circle, if you will.
That'll bring in Ryo Fabre. He comes in with McMath over there at first. Almost hit one out last game, if you'll remember. Had that one off the wall at Joe Cannon Stadium. Watch a strike one there in the outside corner.
Yeah, Joe Cannon Stadium is a big field, D1, where Coppin State plays their home games. So unfortunately, not the dimensions we're used to at Latonia.
low ball misses there, even with the count at 1. I like the patience out of the Rockville hitters, really fighting in counts today. This one misses low, making it 2-1.
Like I said in the last at-bat with James Heffley, he went 0-2 to 3-2, including fouling off a couple pitches that he really liked, just wasn't able to put into play. Same thing here with Fabre, doing the same thing.
Just a duck out of the way of this one, runs at 3-1. Even with 2 outs, like we've been saying, really making Skeen work. As what do we got for a pitch count now, Pat?
We got 21 pitches. This will be pitch number 22 of the inning.
Certainly a good inning. We would have liked that run for sure. As Rockville's still in business, runners at first and second now with 2 away as they'll walk Fabre. We'll bring in Eddie Hakopian, hitting 5th in this one. Skeen will look back at second. And a ground ball hit by Hakopian. Throw across the diamond in time to get him, and that'll retire the side. Rockville had a run scoring opportunity, but unable to convert. And this is a 0-0 ball game halfway through 1. We're back here in the bottom of the first. Zach Gibney getting the ball here for Rockville, as we touched on a little bit earlier, as after this game he'll be playoff eligible.
Yeah, in this league to be playoff eligible, you have to have 4 appearances throughout the season, this being Gibney's 3rd start, 4th appearance.
As with the throw down, we'll get underway. Leading off for KOA, number 2, Matt Ryan.
We saw this when we were looking at KOA the first time we played them this season. Matt Ryan, number 2. I wonder if that's a coincidence or not.
No chance. That's right up there with Brady for, what was it, FTB wearing 12?
Yeah, I think it was FTB. Yeah, last name Brady wearing the number 12.
A lot to like in this league.
Yeah.
Gibney the 1-0. Loud contacts. This one's hit out towards center. Bowman under it. And put away for the first out. See a little bit of carry on the balls today. Usually got a wind driving out that way, as you saw on the pop-up by Saylor early on. A little wind out towards left. I'll bring up Dane Blair. Seen him a couple times as he's let off quite a few for KOA, batting second today. Shows bunt, pops it up into the backstop.
I might have mentioned this a couple times when we've seen him throughout the season. He is a shorter player, almost like a Jose Altuve, if you will, in this league. Wonder what that does for the pitchers, as that strike zone has to be a lot smaller.
Yeah, it is. for Zach. He beat KOA the last time, if you'll remember. Kept him to just 1 run through 5 innings. Second time seeing this team. You think it's tougher for him or tougher for KOA?
Well, it's been a bit of time off since Zach has pitched. He's been in the booth with us a few times, but I definitely think Zach has the edge here.
You think so? I do too. I mean, because, yeah, like you said, he's got the hand up, winning last time out. And honestly, Rockville a lot to play for here. Blair fouls one off back at us. Could have been 2-2, nevertheless. Gibney still staying ahead. Been pointing out for him all season, to the point that he's pitched, I should say, is that he's a much more pitch to contact kind of guy. Low strikeouts, but low run numbers too, as he's got that 1.8 ERA.
Yeah, we saw that. I think we went over that at the beginning of the broadcast, where Gibney's pitched 10 innings, 1.8 ERA, and 8 strikeouts.
He's in a full count here. See what he comes up with. Seen him attempt that off speed a few times. Hasn't gotten it over yet. It was a stronger pitch last time. And here's a fastball fouled off and out of play. One of those tough fields where those foul ball backs are going to be hard to get back.
Yeah, it's a large tree or trees behind us here. As the backstop, there's no top to it. There's a tall fence.
Not tall enough. 3-2 from Gibney. Another foul ball out. 3-2 once more. Another foul ball back. Got 4 baseballs sitting back there now.
Number 18 for KOA, not too happy to be getting 3 foul balls now. Don't blame him. That's 3 in a row.
And Blair eventually winning the battle as Gibney misses there, missing high. You said, how does that work, pitching to the shorter batter? There it is you eventually leave one up there. And KOA now with a runner at first and 1 away. Gibney throw over. Pretty good move there.
Yeah. Want to make sure that runner at first isn't going to go anywhere. First runner of the ball game for KOA. Runner on first, the ball, double play ball is in effect here. I'd like to see how the defense prepares for a possible infield ground ball.
It would be nice to see at the middle infield. You've got Furlong and Hakopian today. Lacefield over at third and Johnny at first. Pretty veteran infield to their spot aces in their places today.
Yeah.
Seen Rick change it up a few times, but this is one of the more successful lineups in terms of guys playing their preferable position. See Salisbury out in right, Bowman in center, and Orsini in left. And 3-0 catches. Close spot there. This could have gone either way. But
yeah,
you always want to steal a strike on 3-0.
With 3-0, you want to try and throw it in there, get that first strike. KOA batter here, Waddell not taking.
And swing and a miss there. He runs it full. Gibney is second back-to-back full counts here. As here's a pop fly and headed out of play.
Last ball's in play again. Last ball's in play. Last ball's in play.
You see the KOA kid just chasing foul balls. He might as well just stay down there.
As we said, there's no top to this backstop. It's just a really tall fence.
And Gibney back-to-back walks. A little bit of a shaky start for him as he's got to regroup here. Runners at first and second now, and the cleanup man at the plate. It'll be Zach Giesemann.
Zach v. Zach action here. Who's going to win this battle of the Zacks?
And pitch over for strike one. Gets ahead of Giesemann. Not only the battle of the Zacks, but it's the K versus the H.
Yeah, that's a huge battle.
The 0-1. Curveball catches strike two. Our Zach winning to this point.
Yeah? Zach coming back after back-to-back walks on long at-bats.
And a single up the middle. As Bowman fields it cleanly, they'll hold Blair up at third. KOA now with bases loaded as they get their first hit of the ball game. In time called, you get a courtesy runner, and it'll be Rob Moffitt. Dwayne Preston, big spot here for KOA as they've got bases loaded with just one away.
Playing here for the Express with the bases loaded, that ground ball to the infield. Hope to get the out at home. Would be the first out, and then anything else would be great to get out of the inning maybe.
I mean, it depends on where it's hit. You see Furlong and Hakopian holding their spots.
A lot of different things that come into play. Where, how hard, if the runners have a big lead or not.
Good off speed there, just misses. Evens the count at 1. Gibney the 1-1. A ball called, an appeal down to the field umpires. They call the check swing. Good appeal down by Heffley.
I was going to say, I would like to see an appeal there. He did try and hold the bat back, but he was unsuccessful. That's a huge second strike here with the bases loaded.
Yeah, it gives him a 1-2 count, chance to come back with either another breaking ball like you just saw or a fastball there. As a swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Gibney, his first strikeout of the day, and in good time, as that was a big one there.
Yeah, that gets him the second out of the inning. 9 strikeouts on the season now. Would love to see the total go up throughout this game a little more.
Yeah, and that'll push the infielders back to their spots too, as that'll bring in Eli Putnam. Gibney sticking with that breaking ball, unable to get it on over the plate for strike one. Gibney the 1-0. Swing and he's under it. Pop up headed towards Furlong at short. Called off by Orsini in left, and that'll end it there. A big escape for Rockville as they got out of bases loaded to keep it a 0-0 ball game when we come back. back here in the top of the second. Both teams run scoring opportunities early on, but none able to convert as we've got a 0-0 ball game. Steven Orsini will lead off this inning for Rockville.
Steven's bat has been hot to say the least recently. Had a homer not too long ago against BCC on the road, his second of the season. He's had hits galore, been hitting the ball all over the field, doing everything that you can ask for out of the left field position.
Yeah, as you see the numbers for him, 333, 2 home runs, and 13 RBIs. Certainly not too shabby, as like you said, that bat's been electric lately.
Yeah, definitely heated up over the last, I'd say, 2 or 3 weeks.
Tough call on the outside there. Good framework by Giesemann, as that runs the count 1-2. And fighting off, bounces back the 1-2. One-two to Orsini once more, misses in the dirt, evens the count at 2. See Orsini's in the bottom of the lineup today. He's been hitting second for a while. Is Rick trying to change things up a little bit? I think that's what keeps this team loose, is he doesn't stick with the same lineup more than 2 days in a row.
It's also good to, especially since this is not our first time facing off against KOA, changing things up the slightest bit can make a huge difference.
Yeah, that too, as Orsini gets a hold of one out towards right fielder going back, and on the run makes a nice play. As he hit that ball hard, unfortunately in range of the right fielder.
Yeah, if he got a little more carry under it, or maybe dropped earlier, could have gotten a base hit there. Loud contact for out number 1.
That'll bring in Danny Salisbury, as he'll step in with one away here in the inning. And on the first pitch, a ground ball towards first. And caught on the bag as it's fielded for the second out. Quick second out, as that'll bring up Jesse Lacefield now. And with Lacefield, don't be fooled by that 174. He's another one of those guys that's been putting the ball in play a lot lately.
Yeah, heated up a lot about a week and a half ago. Got his average up north of 200. Started
with that home run. As meanwhile, fly ball towards third and foul territory put away for the third out. Rockville a quick 1-2-3 here in the second as we head towards the bottom half. We're back here in the bottom of the second. as Justin Caesar will lead off for KOA. Gibney out in his second inning of work. Hopefully a little bit settled down now that he got out of that bases loaded jam. Misses high with the first pitch.
Zach looked very solid getting out of the bases loaded jam, giving up no runs. Walked a couple batters, gave up a base hit. That leading runner did not score as he was held at third.
Meanwhile, falls behind 2-0 here. Certainly want to come back and limit base runners and try to get ahead of guys, but unfortunately behind 2-0 here. Catches one on the inside. It's a good call there, runs it 2-1.
And great frame job by Heffley there to make this a 2-1 count. Give me a little more confidence in his abilities here.
It's going to be a tough game to call as there are no chalk lines on the batter's boxes either.
And noted that it's going to be tough for the umpires here to call line drives into the outfield, or maybe even the infield for that matter, fair or foul, as these lines are very faded, as I don't think they've been touched all summer. And probably since the last time Winston Churchill baseball stepped foot on this field.
Yeah, if you're wearing blue, it makes your job really tough. As a huge swing and a miss there by Caesar. As he was trying to drive one out there.
I think he was trying to drive one onto the football field. Jeez. Big swing and a miss there.
His helmet came flying off. You see the full count again. A little check swing, foul off.
That swing and a miss is almost Carlos Gomez-esque with the helmet coming off there in the swing.
3-2 to Caesar once more.
Yeah.
Swinging a base hit into center field. KOA with a base runner to lead off the second. Hits now are at 2 apiece. That'll bring up Jake Bowers. Gibney now working with a runner at first to lead off his second. First pitch in, called strike. Gets ahead with the fastball there. Check over at first, a big lead, and a smart throw over there by Gibney. Caesar was out to quite a big lead there.
Yeah, again, Zach Gibney trying to make sure his base runners stay honest and stay at their bags.
I think he's going.
I think
What
he is.
he's
He's
tipping
got a
off.
huge lead. A little bit of a lead there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Lacefield trying to make a diving stop off his glove, throw across the diamond, and got him by a step. Incredible recovery there, Jesse Lacefield.
knocked that ball out from going down the line, going down the left field line. Huge stop there by the hot corner, Jesse Lacefield.
I mean, he threw that out of camera frame.
Yeah, he did. KOA dugout not too happy with that.
I mean, if that was any reference from where he threw that ball from, totally to the right side of, I would say the line, but it isn't there.
the line that isn't there, yeah. Well in foul territory. Like I said, he knocked down a line drive that would have gotten down well into the outfield.
Mm-hmm. And as a fan of the game, I'm quite unhappy with the lines not being on this field. I feel like that's just
Yeah.
rule number 1 right there.
Yeah. Fortunately, some expletives from the first base coach on the KOA side.
I'm sure you can hear it, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
As close as we are.
Let's hope
Apologize for anything picked up on the broadcast.
Let's
on
hope,
the field.
Let's hope this gets monetized on YouTube so we don't get canceled.
And we keep it professional on our end, of course.
Yeah. I guess for KOA here, the big thing is just try and get that runner Caesar in from second base.
Meanwhile, foul ball runs at 2-1.
Had a huge lead on first. Looked like he was going a couple times there. Looked like that last at bat was trying to be maybe a hit and run.
Well, blows a fastball by him here. That pitch has been electric for him today at 2-2 count now.
Yeah, he's been able to blow that pitch past a few batters here and get a couple hard swing and misses.
Off speed on the 2-2, runs it full. Gibney a check back on second. Comes home and misses. KOA runners on first and second.
As the lineup flips over for KOA here, Matt Ryan batting again. Interesting to note that KOA's only batting 9. Haven't seen that a lot from opponents this year. Saw it from Rockville early on this season as they struggled with roster size, and that wasn't really a viable option for them.
Yeah, I mean, Rockville is hitting 10 today. Short bench for him. Meanwhile, a ball gets past Furlong. As you saw, Caesar got a lead, had a dive back, and then ends up advancing. No further than third is KOA with the bases loaded for the second straight inning.
I think that what was huge there was the jump that Furlong had there on the ball. Caesar had to double back to second base, make sure it didn't get picked off there. Thankfully, I guess for the Express, Caesar's now on third as he wasn't able to advance home.
And the unfortunate thing for Rick Price is he's got to manage how long he goes with Gibney here. Because the other thing to think about is that it's a 9-inning ball game today.
Yeah, it's a 9-inning ball game. Don't say that a lot about the Express, as we haven't played too many of those recently.
Yeah, it has been a while since they played a full 9, but with a short bench, certainly limits the bullpen.
Yeah, well, that's what we've liked to see from Zach Gibney so far in his starts this season, are him eat up innings. He has been able to do so successfully so far this year.
Meanwhile, Blair getting under one, sending it out towards Salisbury and right. He'll put it away, and they'll test his arm as here's the throw home. A good throw, and Caesar wisely retreating there. Salisbury, a beautiful strike home.
Yeah, one hopper to Heffley, the catcher. Way to keep the bases loaded, keep a speedy Caesar at third. Rick Price coming out to talk to his starting pitcher.
Meanwhile, as he has a word with Gibney, we're going to go to break here. Meanwhile, Rick's still talking to Gibney as the rest of the infield break. Seems to be drawing a line there, telling Gibney, you know, this is where you want to wind up after your pitches, really step through them. Tough spot here as he'll face Dean Wandell with the bases loaded, 2 away. Still a 0-0 ball game as he misses just up at the first pitch here.
We did see Zach Gibney work out of a bases loaded jam in the first inning. We wouldn't like to see him in another bases loaded jam here just in the second inning.
Meanwhile, unable to get on top of his curveball there as he let that go way early.
Yeah, I definitely saw that tail a little earlier than he wanted to. He's got to take a breath here, just calm himself down and get that first strike in.
Meanwhile, 3-0 here. I mean, if you're Wandell, you're expecting something center cut here. 3-0 with the bases loaded.
You think he's got the green light here?
Absolutely. But no need, as a 4-pitch walk will be the first run of the ball game. As Giesemann will hit with the bases loaded now. Cleanup, man.
Yeah, it's never fun to see bases loaded, but especially that cleanup man. This is the spot that he is designed to have with the bases loaded. The name and title is cleaning up everything on the base paths in one swing.
Meanwhile, pop up towards the left side. Furlong trying to call it off, and he'll do so for the third out. Rockville escaping damage again, but not before the first run of the game into score. 1-0 when we come back. We're back here in the top of the third. 9-10-1 due up for Rockville. That'll be Nate Bowman, Charlie Furlong, and flipping over for Kean Saylor. Nate Bowman into today, hitting .283, no home runs, but 13 RBIs for him. As you got to think the strategy moving him to the bottom of the order is really to set that top up, as he's been a guy who puts the ball in play all season. Not only that, a .462 on base percentage, as it'll climb there as he singles one into left. Rockville getting their third hit of the day is Bowman on just one pitch lining one into left center.
Hey, we've seen Bowman's name climb up the lineup card, but also climb back down last few games. And like Josh said, and I guess my opinion as well, he's down there at the bottom of the lineup almost like a spark plug to try and flip that lineup over as almost a guaranteed hit, as he got a line drive single on the first pitch he saw.
And there goes Bowman towards second and in there as he swipes a bag there. Just getting under the tag. Bowman now in scoring position as Furlong an opportunity to tie this ball game up here. Had a bad swing there, but swings through it, 0-2.
As I was saying, Bowman being that spark plug to try and get that line to flip over almost every time as he gets a hit here. Gets a hit, steals a base, and now he's in scoring position. A solid base hit to anywhere in the outfield, we have a 1-0 lead. Or a 1-1 tie, my bad.
If you were talking about earned runs, then yes, that would be the case.
Sure.
No, walk's an earned run, right?
I think so.
I take that back. I was just trying to help you out there.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
Anytime, bud. Well, Furlong in an 0-2 count here. He's got Bowman in scoring position over at second. Pitch in the dirt. Good read by Bowman as he'll hang on at second. Skeen in his third inning of work hasn't given up a run yet. And hard contact there by Furlong, just bounces it foul towards the right side. Right on though, one more just like that and we'll have a tie ball game.
Just a tad early on it, drove it just foul by maybe a few feet. Although we're not sure with the line that we can't really see here. We're just judging at this point.
And hard hit towards right field. This will, a diving play, ricochets off his glove and gets foul. As Bowman trying to tag up, trying to score there.
Unfortunately for him, has to jog all the way back to second base.
Yeah, I mean, I was rooting for them to catch that ball because if he does, Bowman's tagging, flying around third, and good base running there. Unfortunately, he has to head back as that dropped.
I will say that was a heck of an effort by the right fielder there, Bowers, to get to that ball. Headlong dive, almost made it, just the ball scored it out at the last second.
Furlong, hard contact on back-to-back pitches. See what he does here, 1-2. Gets under it and out of play towards the left side.
Thankfully, that foul ball is a lot easier to get than the one that's behind the tree behind us.
That is true. Yeah, you don't have that fence and down the hill.
Yep.
So unfortunately, that's the cost of playing at a high school field. This is one of two we've seen this season. Furlong again fouling him off. His count remains 1-2.
I'd like to see him sit back just the slightest bit.
Yeah, he is up ahead.
He's getting a little ahead of himself here. He's driven those foul balls, that last one going right at the KOA dugout, but he's making great contact with the pitches. Just, tweak that timing just a little bit, get a little weight on it a little more, and that can definitely get out over the right field wall. It's only 315, I believe, to right field.
That is, yeah, 315. Goes the other way, though, as it's hit towards left center field back, and makes a catch into the wall. Bowman will head towards third. And I thought that ball was getting out. That had a lot of carry to it.
Yeah, definitely. Furlong definitely tagged that one for sure.
Got me out of my seat.
Hit it on the screws, my bad. Well out into center field. But center fielder ranging back. Almost a Willie Mays kind of catch there. Back towards us a little bit.
Yeah, over the back shoulder. That'll flip the order over for Kean Saylor, as he was another one of those guys that drove one out last time, hit off the wall for a double.
Yeah, before we could really set in and get our broadcast going, had a double that started the game.
Fortunately, he was thrown out at home trying to advance on a single by McMath. Ahead in the count here is 1-0 as his pitch is in. And lined out towards the gap in right center. Saylor's extra bases for the second time today. Talk about getting hot when it matters. A 1-1 ball game, as he's been killing it lately.
That's his second double in as many at-bats. Leadoff double, and here when the lineup flips over in the top of the third inning, an RBI double here. So we've got a brand new ball game here.
Yeah, 1-1 in Rockville, their fourth hit of the day. As we said, the second for Saylor. Ever since that walk-off a few days back, he's been just electric at the plate.
Yeah, Saylor's definitely one of the bats we need to look at in this lineup heading into the postseason here. Another one that we can't forget about now is Johnny McMath. Almost hits himself there. The foul ball ricochets off the fence.
Yeah, big RBI spot for him is he's got 19 on the season, a chance to push that to 20 here.
Something I was just thinking, if he gets another RBI here, he would have as many RBIs as Eddie Copian has singles. 20.
Don't know really what to do with that. But
not really. Just something my brain came up with.
Something you're interested in is McMath, his second hit of the day, and there it is. A 2-1 ball game. RBI number 20 on the year for him. A 2-1 ball game for Rockville. JT Money, the second express with 2 hits in this ball game. At the top of the order has been really productive so far.
The second express batter with multiple hits, and the second one with an RBI to his credit in this game. As we've got the line moving here, the runner on first for Heffley with only 1 out.
Good 1-2-3 is this one misses outside to Heffley. Both pitchers really working up in the pitch counts early. That, like I said, will be interesting given that today is 9 inning.
Well, yeah, with Zach Gibney pitching more walks, that's why his pitch count is up. But
nevertheless, a ground ball towards third for Heffley. Double play ball in order, and a nice pick at first will end the inning. But not before. Rockville, a 2-1 ball game now when we come back. back here in the bottom of the third. Zach Gibney out in his third inning of work. Pitch count north of 50 already.
And fortunate for Zach, with lots of walks surrendered so far in this game, only giving up 1 run, but he has pitched 52 pitches in only just 2 innings of work. We'd like to see the pitch count come down in this third inning, as well as him hold this 2-1 lead.
Yeah, something you just saw a moment ago during the break was the KOA coaches out arguing. My guess is that it was the Lacefield play. It was the one they were unhappy about, but seemingly he had multiple plays to gripe about there.
Yeah, I heard him jawing to himself and maybe to his other players and coaches last inning after it happened. Some explicit words were said, hopefully not caught on camera, but regardless, he's not too happy about that.
So we'll see how that develops. Nice curveball there from Gibney's. He's ahead 0-2 now.
I will say, in the couple times we have played KOA, their coaches definitely have had a couple reasons to have some gripe with the umpires here. Strike 3 for Gibney.
Yeah, that's right. The last one being the 2 balls in play fanatic.
That was something
That
else.
was something. Oh my gosh.
The KOA manager just had a couple things. That and then the double that was ruled foul that their entire dugout saw and was cheering about down the left field line. Had a couple things, so I guess KOA isn't really too happy with the umpires in this league.
And the foul ball off there. Zach Gibney, a great start to the inning.
Well, yeah, his last batter got his 10th strikeout of the season, up into double digits.
Yeah, second of the day as well. And right back to work here, ahead 0-2.
Really working that inside part of the zone here.
That he is. That's been a call called multiple times. I think that's in large part to there being no chalked-in batter's box. See how that plays out. The ground ball gets by Lacefield at third. As tried to make the backhand play, should have tried to get in front of it, but nevertheless. Official score's decision is a single.
Was a hard hit ball, would have been really tough for Lacefield to make that stop there. As we said, he could have maybe gotten in front of it a little more, but nonetheless, he was definitely caught on a weird hop there.
He has the hard contact. KOA now with a runner at first. Good move there by Gibney. Caesar got a base knock in his first at-bat. See what he does here with a runner over there at first and 1 away. And sails on Gibney as it's 1-0 now. Misses quite high there. Caesar off the end of his bat and threw into right. Catches just the end of that and is able to put it through. Meanwhile, confusion on the base pass and the guy who started on first base unable to get around. I believe that was Putnam. Yeah, Putnam should have been on third right now, honestly.
Well, it was a off the end of the bat, little bloop single there. Just got into shallow right field.
Yeah, but deep as Salisbury was playing and that ball not hit very hard, kind of died out there in the grass. He absolutely should have been standing on third. Nevertheless, a break for Rockville. Let's see if they can convert on it. As Gibney unable to get ahead of a curveball there, falls behind 1-0.
We've seen Gibney work out of 2 bases loaded jams so far today. We don't want to see him do it a third time in just 3 innings.
As this one misses inside. Been talking about that inside call to this point of the game, doesn't get it there. Gibney the 2-0 misses outside. And a 3-0 count now as he really falls behind here. Started this inning great.
Yeah, get that quick strikeout. As we said, is second on the day, 10th on the season. But has been working almost backwards to this point, his last 3 batters here.
Yeah, he got that hard hit single up by third and then that little nubber into right field. Meanwhile, steals a strike there on 3-0. See what he bounces back with here on 3-1. misses outside, and that'll load the bases. 3 innings in a row with bases loaded and less than 2 outs.
Yeah, it's not great for Zach to be doing this. And I hear
Rick's saying something to McMath out there, as he seems to be calling him in a little bit. Looks like he's got the middle infield at double play depth and the corners a bit in. Seems to be the call there, as Rick wanting to keep it a 2-1 ball game on anything hit to either first or third.
I heard him call time. I thought he might be going out to talk to Zach. He's just talking to his infielders, getting positioned in the right spots.
Meanwhile, misses high. And a 2-0 count now.
Here, Rick Price saying Charlie's at double play depth here. His ground ball would definitely be line drive.
McTighe back at the wall and a grand slam. That'll make this a 5-2 ball game, and that one gone in an instant. Knew it off the bat. McTighe delivers, and KOA out to a 5-2 lead now. Zach was living dangerously all game by loading the bases, and finally here in the third for KOA, they make him pay for it.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for them, though, however, is Rockville now trailing 5-2.
Yeah, as you said, Zach had been stepping on a tightrope, working out of base-loaded jams twice, only surrendering 1 run. This time, unfortunately, surrendering 4 on 1 swing that was driven well out to left center field.
Yeah, as we said, there's definitely a carry out towards left, and whether it had anything to do with that play or not, that ball getting out of here in an instant. In the dirt here, Gibney 2-0 following the grand slam. As seems to be living in his own head a little bit. See if he comes back with 2-0. Gets a breaking ball over.
Fortunately for Zach, you honestly can't blame him too much, living in his own head a little bit here as he loaded the bases for the 3rd time in the 3rd inning. Unfortunately, that time he gave up a grand slam. We'd love to see Zach get out of this without giving up any more runs.
Yeah, he's got a chance now to go back at this part of the order with the bases empty. 9-hole hitter, and now before it'll flip over as he ends up losing him, however. And yeah, time called by Rick Price, and I wonder if this will be the early exit for Gibney.
Yeah, we've seen Zach Gibney be so solid at this point in the season. Multiple 5-inning appearances with 1 or less runs given up.
But unfortunately, yeah, when you're a pitch-to-contact guy, you're prone to the long ball here and there, as that'll be it for him. James Howe will come in, and while he warms up, we'll go to break. Back here in the bottom of the third, Howe is warm, as he will take over here early in this one.
And this follows the early exit of only 2 1/3 innings for Zach Gibney, giving up 5 runs, including a grand slam.
Blair shows bunt, unable to get it down. It's the second time he showed bunt in this game. Tried it last time around and same thing, bunted foul.
Well, I think with Blair's size here, he's definitely got a lot of speed on his side. So a bunt base hit,
Yeah, in the 3 games he's played against us, he has been a threat on the base paths.
a bunt base hit wouldn't be surprising here.
Yeah, especially with a new pitcher entered into the ball game. See what Howe comes back with 0-1. Misses high. Certainly tough for a pitcher if you're in the ball game facing your first hitter trying to find that zone and get the ball down. And you're facing a guy who, like we said, on the shorter end, that really shrinks the strike zone on you.
Yeah, almost like I said earlier, Jose Altuve size here compared to the rest of the league. You got to hit your spots in a much smaller strike zone vertically. It's going to be tough for James regardless, as this is his first batter of the game that he's facing.
Howe would check on first, and a foul ball here keeps it 1-2. And prior to the 1-2, Howe making some markings on the mound. I've seen a couple pitchers do that. I wonder if there's something up with the mound there where it might not be up to quality.
We did see the, ground screw here.
Oh, and meanwhile, Howe pickoff move to first, and it takes off, getting over the head of McMath. And Ryan will advance here and get second. Rockville, their first error of the ball game.
Never good from your relief pitcher to see that his first attempted pickoff throw goes way above the first baseman.
Saw that versus BCC a few games ago, if you'll remember. It was Zach pitching when he tried to make the pickoff at first base.
That runner on first base ended up scoring.
On that play, yeah.
That was a wild baseball game that we
That
had.
was the only run he gave up, too. Meanwhile, called strike 3 there to the first man, faced by Howe. Good bounce back as they've got 2 away now.
As we were saying, that small strike zone might work against the Rockville pitchers here. It works. James Howe managed to get one in there, sneak one in the bottom of the zone for strike 3.
That he did. Meanwhile, steals a strike here ahead of Wandell. Gets a first pitch curveball over for strike 1. Ooh, tough breaking ball there. Misses just high. Tried to go back to it 2 in a row. See what he comes in with 1-1. Misses outside with the fastball. Howe on the 2-1 misses in the dirt, runs it 3-1. Fortunately for Zach, the game was called on him early. I think that's in large part to how important this game is for Rockville, especially with the that Monarchs game we just found out today might not get made up.
Yeah, Rick is going to talk with the league and what the Monarchs coach wants to do. We were told that if the Monarchs coach doesn't want to continue the game, and with as meaningful as that game is to us, the league can rule that as a forfeit and a win for us.
I don't think so, because the rule is if it doesn't play through 5 innings, the game doesn't technically count. Game was called in the 3rd inning, therefore it's as if it never happened.
Well, we were talking with Rick, and like I said, we were asking what the decision on that is, because if they don't finish that game, I think this is nothing official.
Yeah, it's all up to the league to decide.
Yeah, it's all up to the league to decide.
Game may not even matter in the first place, but that only pushes the agenda for what Rockville's got to do here today against KOA. Meanwhile, Howe ended up losing Wandell on a walk. He's got runners at the corners here with 2 away. Misses high here on the first pitch to Giesemann.
On that ball, 4 skipped away from Heffley. Ryan was able to advance to third, so we've got runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Good off speed there from Howe as he evens the count at 1. Good spot on the 1-1. Gets a chase there as it's 1-2 now.
A huge chase from Giesemann there as it was out in, I believe, the left-handed batter's box. He was able to pop up there and just eyes got huge and swung at it.
Yeah, Howe seemed to slip after that too. That only furthers my questioning of what's up with that mound. There's clearly something wrong with it. His pitcher's unable to get their footing. Meanwhile, Howe back on the mound here. He's got the 1-2 on its way. Fouled off into the cage. At least foul balls I'm a little worried about. We've got our camera in a dangerous spot.
It's a very specific spot to hit. I think the only one that might be able to do it would be maybe a right-handed batter coming right off the bat. And if so, we can just text Mike.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Steal at second. Ball gets away from Hakopian as this will bring in a run. Howe asking the umpire where he missed. Wanted a called strike 3 that would have ended the inning. Nevertheless, a 2-2 count and KOA getting their 6th run of the ball game in. 2-2 off the end of the bat, rolls foul.
Might have to talk with the pitchers after this game, maybe even Rick Price, to see what the pitchers are concerned about on the mound. As we've seen, and Josh has noted a couple times, Howe and maybe even Zach a couple times unhappy with the feel of the mound. It was watered down before this game, but maybe that was a difference.
Meanwhile, loud contact from Giesemann as he crushes one foul. Got that 295 out in left field. Right-hander certainly loving that. Lefties too, I should say, is Saylor the lefty almost hit one over it.
Well, yeah, if you're a lefty batter, you can push balls out. Left field would be great for you, but if you're a righty, pull that ball. You don't have to pull it very much to get it out.
Meanwhile, ground ball to Hakopian should end the inning and throws it away. Terrible play in time for that. As headed towards second, McMath throwing it away now. What should have ended the inning there, error for Rockville, and a 7-2 ball game now. Courtesy runner in for Giesemann as this is his 2nd time on base. Over an hour down and not even out of the first frame yet, as we're in store for a long one here today.
And fortunately, looks to be a long game here. We're going to have to keep an eye on the sun as there are no lights here at Winston Churchill. So if this game continues on into the night and we lose daylight, we might have to continue this. And that would be our 2nd game that would, I guess, be suspended mid-game.
First KOA, you mean?
Well, we've got the game that we had on Saturday that was suspended due to weather that may or may not be made up.
That is true, and last time we were here, we had a rolling thunderstorm that sent us home early.
Yeah, so a couple of interesting games here at Churchill.
Meanwhile, jams him on a pop-up in no man's land in center. Hakopian able to get there, redeeming himself to end the inning here. Rockville trailing 7-2 when we come back. back here in the top of the fourth after a long third inning for Rockville, as they now trail 7-2, giving up 6 last inning, part reason to a grand slam.
Yeah, no, we're hoping that Zach is gonna not beat himself up too much. Not too much that he did wrong. It's just really short left field wall. I think that's what really went against us here, is that a right-handed batter got a pitch to hit, and the ballpark that would have been a fly out and maybe a tag from the runner at third.
Well, Fabre leading off for Rockville is 4-5-6 due up, quickly behind 0-2. We Fabre, Hakopian, and Orsini due up this inning. Ground ball towards third and to the left of the bag, keeps it 0-2.
Another one of Rockville Express batters making good contact on the first 3 pitches he's seen in his at-bat. Just none of them have gone fair, as he's been early on all 3 pitches.
Oh, 2, good take there. Keeps things 1-2. One, 2 gets under it and pops it towards the left side. Third baseman there for the first out. Quickly one away here, as that'll bring up Eddie Hakopian. Hakopian, Orsini, Salisbury, certainly 3 guys can turn this around for Rockville.
Yeah,
all guys that put the ball in play, as you were saying.
All 3 of them have been quite hot at the plate recently. All 3 of them definitely are dangerous.
Hakopian watches one in the dirt here.
As we know, these guys can definitely get on base, drive each other around the bases, keep the line moving. It's a great spot here. Let's see if they can do it.
Meanwhile, pitch over there to Hakopian evens the count at 1. Breaks his bat as a ground ball to shortstop. Will be the second out of the inning. I don't know if we heard it. I don't know if you guys did. He was quite unhappy with his bat breaking there.
Was also not happy with the sharp, hard ground ball to shortstop, as he definitely thought he could have had a better shot in that at bat.
To bring up Steven Orsini, he'll bat with 2 away in the inning. Swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt. Might have been trying to start a quick spark plug there on the first pitch for Rockville. Went in with the mindset to swing all the way. Didn't pan out for him, however.
Well, down 5, I think that's your goal, is just to get anything going for your ball club now.
I mean, hey, he's put the ball over the wall twice this season.
Yeah, anything, whether that's getting a walk, honestly, just a hit by pitch, just get on base. Get that line moving. As we've said many times this year, once one hit comes, more will follow.
Meanwhile, nutmegs him here. He's here to dance away from that one. Runs it 2-1.
Kind of jokingly said reach base by getting hit by pitch. Didn't think it would actually maybe happen there. Could have danced away out of that one.
And good to see him up laughing. However,
oh, no harm done.
Two to Orsini. Sails and misses high. 3-1.
Orsini, good hitter's count here. 3-1. Let's see what he can do with this pitch here.
Ground ball towards first. Almost took a tough hop off that bag. Wandell able to stick with it for the third out. And we come back. Rockville still trailing 7-2. We're back here in the bottom of the fourth. James Howe keeps the ball as he'll try to keep this game right where it is at 7-2.
Yeah, let's try and keep this 5-run deficit where it is, not have it grow anymore. As like we said earlier this game, we're trying to steal this away from KOA. This would be a huge win for us in our last week of the regular season, getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, as we were saying about Gibney, now playoff eligible, Howe, another one of those guys who needs the appearances. This game should get it, though. As he's only got 3 innings under his belt to this point. Does have a save on the season, including 2 earned runs, a 6 ERA for him, but as we said, a small sample size, so. Ground ball there, gets by Lacefield and into left field. That'll be a base hit. 7th hit of the game for KOA. KOA came out aggressive today. A little bit of a tough first inning for them as Rockville hit the ball well, but since then the story's been all green wave.
Yeah, unfortunately the scripts have flipped offensively for both teams here as Rockville looked hot to start the game, but like you said, Josh, since then it's been all green wave.
Misses high there to Caesar, runs at 1-0. Today, my friend, this is going to be a long game, given that the sun doesn't go down, of course.
I was going to bring that up again.
It's the one factor. It's the one factor that would keep it. Meanwhile, possible double play there. Good scoop there by Hakopian as the bouncing throw from Lacefield thwarted the double play, but Hakopian able to hang on and get it out there.
Yeah, thankfully we were able to get the lead runner out there. It's always what you want to do. If you have a runner on first, ground ball hit to the infield, you want to get the lead runner. Infield is able to do that there.
On away here in the inning now. Ball misses outside. Everything's good at the table here.
Next time, make sure we have 2 chairs.
Yeah, that. The bucket might not be a long-term solution for us. Meanwhile, Howe here behind 2-0. One thing Rockville usually does a great job is attacking the bottom of batting orders. Unfortunately, not today.
A reverse script for, unfortunately, a lot of things for the Express here. Last few games against KOA have gone very well for them offensively. The continuation game that they had, walk-off from Johnny McMath.
And Bowers thought he had ball 4 there, started heading towards first. Home plate giving him that inside call once again.
Yeah, like we've said a couple times, the inside call has gone in the favor of the pitcher here.
Meanwhile, Bowers gets a hold of one and dumps it into left field. Caesar headed towards third, gonna be a tough play. The tag, the ball's there. Good throw there by Steven Orsini, an anchor on this defense all season. Gets an assist there for the second out. Do not run on Steven Orsini.
I would say don't run on any of our outfielders here, Orsini, Bowman, or Salisbury. As you said,
Yeah, you did see that throw in from Salisbury earlier look pretty good.
Yeah.
But Orsini getting the out at third, 2 away now. Good off speed there, gets ahead 0-1.
We can talk about Orsini's power numbers and his offensive numbers. Might have to pull up his defensive numbers as well, see how many outfield assists he has to this season.
I believe 3, but that's going on memory. Certainly get a look at it. Let's call up our stats guy. Oh wait, that's me. Two. 2 assists for Orsini.
So that would have been number 3.
Yeah. Okay, so 3, yeah. How about that? Yeah, I am right. Number 3. Inside, evens the count. apologize, 2-1. Runner breaks for second, throw down, and by Hakopian, and he'll head for third now. Throwing to third, Lacefield got the tag but dropped the ball, and safe at third base is Bowers. Rockville 3 errors in the ball game now, proving costly, as it's led to KOA runners advancing into scoring position. Meanwhile, a walk here that'll load the bases. I'm sorry, runners at the corners now for KOA, my apologies.
For Stephen Orsini's play at third, it might have actually been an 8-2 game here on that pass ball to second base.
Yeah, that it was. Ball in the dirt, runs at 1-0. Matt Ryan in now as that flips the lineup over for KOA once again. They've now batted around 3 times here in only the 4th inning. Hal gets a curveball over for strike 1, much to the displeasure of the KOA bench.
They have been very vocal to this point in the game, and it's been a huge thing for them this season. They've been very vocal when they have the lead. Key word, have the lead.
Well, go ahead.
As we've heard them very quiet a few times this season that when the Express play them.
Don't blame them. Last time we played them, it was 96 degrees outside.
Then again in game 2 when they took the lead and things started going their way, we didn't hear the end of it. Their dugout was chirping the entire time up until the last out of the game.
2-1 misses outside. 3-1 now. And another walk for Rockville. As you said, uncharacteristic pitching from this team today, as they'll now face another bases loaded situation. Time called from Rick Price. He'll head to the mound. We're going to take a break here in the 4th. Back here in the bottom of the 4th, a pitching change now as Ethan Zorbal gets the ball.
Yeah, Ethan coming in here, unfortunately with the bases loaded. We've said this a few times. Let's see how the Rockville bullpen tries to get this last out. Ethan is on the bump this time.
Yeah, Rick, something you haven't seen from him all season is he really lets pitchers, pitch out of their jams and hang on and finish innings. But how the second guy pulled in just 4 innings here.
Well, with Zach Gibney loading the bases 3 times in consecutive innings, and then, like you said, Howe doing the same thing here in the 4th. Now let's see if Zorbach can get out of this jam, giving up no runs and just getting 1 out here.
Yeah, and that's part of, as we head towards the playoffs and the spot that Rockville's in trying to stay in the hunt is, guys, much shorter leashes going out there as pitching is crucial. And foul tip into the mid of Heffley, hangs on. That'll be a strikeout and a much-needed 3rd out as that gets him out of the inning, still trailing 7-2 when we come back. Back here in the top of the 5th as Danny Salisbury will lead off the inning. 7-8-9, Lacefield and Bowman behind him. Bats, as we've been saying, have been a little bit slow since the 2nd inning where they put up 2 runs. Yeah, but a chance for Salisbury to start him off here.
Sorry, I was going to say we had an early 2-1 lead, but as you said a few times, it's been all green wave over the last almost 3 innings here. They put up a 6th spot in the 3rd inning.
Salisbury, a hard swing and a miss there. Ball in the dirt. Runs it 2-1. Skeen stills the ball here in the 5th inning. KOA is sticking with him as his team is up by 5. Good eye from Salisbury, runs the count 3-1. Certainly doing his job as the leadoff man. Skeen set, the 3-1. Check swing there by Salisbury, and no swing. A late appeal down to the field umpire, no swing. Salisbury now on first base, following the no-out walk. That'll bring up Jesse Lacefield.
I was gonna say, in my opinion, not that I have a blue shirt on, I'm an umpire, but I don't think I saw Danny go on that swing. I still saw the end of his bat facing me.
Yeah, definitely a good hold up there, as both umpires confirmed. Ball down and into Lacefield, misses 1-0. Good strategy here by Rockville coming into this inning as they're making Skeen throw a lot more pitches than they have the last few innings. Certainly what's kept him in this game. Meanwhile, ball gets away. Salisbury heads for second. A late tag, and he's in there. Close play, good heads-up base running there by him.
Yeah, saw the ball get away, decided to jump on it, swiped second base there with no outs here in top of the 5th inning. Huge
Yeah.
RBI opportunity here for Lacefield.
Yeah, especially up ahead in the count now, 2-0. Meanwhile, watches a strike there. Typically one of those pitches he likes to get around on. It's that inside fastball, but watches it go by there. Two one. Goes the other way. Ground ball towards third. Gets away. Salisbury heads for third. And able to get theirs. First and third now, following the Lacefield infield single. I did not think that through, and I tried to say it. Gonna bring up Nate Bowman as he's got runners at the corners and no outs. A real chance for Rockville here to get back in this ball game.
Well, as I've said, with Bowman down here at the bottom of the lineup, he's likely being used as a spark plug here, as we know he can get base hits as he did in his last at-bat. Here in the 9 spot with runners on the corners, like you said, a big RBI opportunity for him here.
Good take theirs. He misses high, runs at 1-0. Skeen over for strike 1. I was going to say, by the look of it out on the mound, showing some signs of fatigue here. Bowman fouls off the 1-1, runs at 1-2.
1-2.
Bowman trying to stay alive in the count. The 1-2 to him. Swing and a miss. That'll be the first out of the inning. Big out there for KOA, as Bowman, a big RBI man, had a chance there. Unable to connect. That'll bring up Charlie Furlong now.
Nice single, Charlie. Here we go. We need you.
Lacefield the runner at first. Salisbury 90 feet away at third. Furlong is swinging a miss. The 0-1. Fouled back into him as he's quickly in an 0-2 count now.
Yeah, we're looking for the bottom of the order here with runners on the corners to drive in 1 or 2 of the runners here. But so far unsuccessful. As Lacefield struck out, and Charlie, unfortunately, almost in the same boat here. Down 0-2.
Ahead of the 0-2 is that one looked pretty good. Just got a little bit over anxious there and jumped out ahead of it.
Charlie again ahead of the pitches. His last at bat failed off, I think, 4 to the KOA dugout. We'd like to see him just lay back a little bit on a pitch here and drive it into the outfield.
Not a bad spot. 0-2 doesn't get a chase from Furlong.
1-2.
That'll keep the count 1-2. Misses high, evens the count at 2. Furlong battling back into the at-bat, was down 0-2, fouled a few off, and took those last 2, evens it now. Chance for him to be a little bit more aggressive here. As another one misses high and in, a full count now to him.
Full count.
I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Lacefield on the move here.
I was just with second base open here, 3-2 count.
The left-hander at the plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm Rick, I'm sending Jesse. Meanwhile, there's a ground ball into right field. Ball hit hard, and Furlong with an RBI there, as it's a 7-3 ball game now. following that, hits are even at 7 apiece as Furlong delivers there. And in now, Kean Saylor. Big bat today, 2 for 2 with 2 doubles.
I'd like to see Saylor get on base again here. What are the odds you say he goes 3 for 3 with 3 doubles?
Hey, double, single, as long as he's on base, I'm happy. But before that, you'll see time called by KOA. Might be the end of Skeen, we'll see, as he's right around the 80 mark now. 81. We'll see after he gives up a hit there. Looks like he's asking his manager to keep me in. Meanwhile, we're going to step away. Following the brief mound visit, we're back here. Saylor got runners on first and second, 1 away. Rockville already 1 scored in the inning. First pitch by Skeen misses outside. KOA choosing to stick with their starter here. As really this late into the summer, all it becomes is whose pitcher can eat more innings becomes the name of the game. Meanwhile, throws one in there to Saylor, evens the count at 1.
I think to this point in the ballgame, this might be the most traffic Skeen has seen on the base paths.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah, he has had 2-1 in certain situations before this game, but
meanwhile, one takes off on him there. Good play behind the plate by Giesemann as we saw Lacefield out there at second, was all ready to move up.
We've seen Giesemann a couple times this half inning pop out of his squat real high to catch balls that are tailing a little too high.
2-1 misses as well. Saylor in a good hitter's count now, 3-1. Certainly being careful to him is, as I said, he's 2 for 2 with 2 doubles.
But with only 1 out in the inning and 2-1, you don't want to allow this inning to continue and load the bases. So it's gonna be tricky for Skeen here.
Meanwhile, Saylor gets a hold of one out towards right center. Center fielder going back, makes the play. Lacefield will tag and head for third. And he's in standing. Saylor got a hold of that one. Unfortunately, just hung up a little bit too much and stays in the park. Almost had his 3rd knock of the game.
Almost his 3rd knock and almost maybe his 3rd double of the game. Does result in a runner advancing to 3rd though, with McMath coming up, runners on the corners.
Yeah, McMath the right guy up as Rockville runners at the corners. Already an RBI in the game for him as that gave him a team-beating 20. Chance to grow on that here. Ball in the dirt, runs at 1-0. Big swing there by McMath. Doesn't catch up to the fastball, however, runs at 1-1.
I know he's looking at the 315 sign out by the right field pole. I know he can push it way past and probably onto those cars over there on the street, past the fence.
Fortunately, that outside pitch, that's not the one you want to pull. Meanwhile, there he goes for first. McMath connects on one and over the head in right field. Furlong, however, didn't read it. We'll see if he tries to score here as he's around third now, picking up speed. Throw to the plate, and he, called out. Thought he was under it, and not to be. Rockville, however, picking up a run on the play as it's a 7-4 ball game when we come back. we're going to come back here as Zorball warms up. We see Rick Price arguing with the umps. Thought he had a base runner's interference there as Furlong rounded. Both umpires seemingly missed it, and I got to say I did too. As Furlong, you saw him round second, turn and try to find where that ball was. Doesn't look like Rick's going to win this appeal, however. As, yeah, neither umpire saw it, and too late to reverse a call. Unfortunately, Furlong was out at the plate. Other thing in question was he safe? I saw, at least from my vantage point, it looked like his foot got under that tag.
Well, unfortunately for us, our vantage point doesn't matter. It's all up to the home plate umpire at that point. And what he saw was the tag was applied before he got to the plate.
That'll bring up Dean Wandell. He'll lead off the bottom of the fifth for KOA. Zorball still on the mound. First pitch, ground ball out to Hakopian at second. Should be an easy play. Had an unfortunate error there, able to redeem himself and get an out number 1 for Rockville. In terms of pace of play, certainly what we're all happy for is 1 pitch and 1 out.
I think what we all would want, though, is this to still be the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, that is true. Is that inning came to a quick end following the hot start to it. Other thing to point out, though, McMath is 3 for 3 in this one.
3 for 3 and 2 RBIs. He laced that double out.
Should have been 3.
Yeah, it definitely should have been 3. Caught the right fielder where he came in, then had to quickly backtrack as the ball went over his head.
Meanwhile, Zorball hit him square in the back, hit Geesem in there, as he's on first now with 1 away.
Yeah, square the batter there in the back. Hope it doesn't stiffen up on him later on into this game.
Meanwhile, switch here. Moffitt into the game now. He was the courtesy runner to this point, but he will bat now, as David Curtin takes the courtesy running duties at first for Giesemann. Giesemann being the opposing catcher. So see what Moffitt can do here, his first at bat of the day. First pitch from Zorball misses low. Check swing, home plate umpire says he does. Good spot from Zorball as he got a chase there on the low away pitch. Zorball tries to get a breaking ball in that same spot. Doesn't get a chase there. Runs it 2-1. Moffitt swings, goes the other way, and lines one inside the line to right. This one tails out towards the pole and right as McMath has a long way to go. I'm sorry, Salisbury has a long way to go to get to it. Runner on first, easily getting third now, as KOA's got runners on the corners with 1 away. Moffitt able to advance on that as well, as he got a double on that play. First pitch to Putnam over for strike 1. See the infield up as they want this out at the plate. Meanwhile, here's a dump towards left and foul. No argument there. As like we've said all game, the line's not there in the outfield. Just very, very faded. As it's really just a judgment call.
Well, unfortunately, like I said, this field probably hasn't been re-chalked since the last time that the Churchill Bulldogs touched this field back when the school was in session back in June. These lines have probably weathered away a lot of it.
Meanwhile, ground ball to second base, throw over to McMath. They choose not to get the out at home as the run scores, making it an 8-4 ball game.
I think at this point in the game and this point in the day, you definitely trade an out for a run. I was just trying to speed this game up.
I mean, on that play there, the momentum took Eddie towards first base, so at that point, yeah.
Looks like the umpires are trying to communicate, make sure that the field umpire is in the right spot. As with the runner on third, he needs to be over by second base here, not over by first.
First pitch over for Zorbaugh. Gets ahead of Caesar, 0-1. Slow grounder towards third and foul. Zorbaugh ahead now 0-2. Chance here to get out of this inning. Zorbaugh, obviously the goal here is keep that runner at third.
Keep that runner in third, but also get this last strike in the inning. Get you guys back up after a hot top of the fifth.
It's a foul ball off of Heffley, keeps it 0-2. And a swing and a miss, strike three, as Rockville out of the inning. An 8-4 ball game when we come back in the sixth. Back here in the sixth, Rockville trailing 8-4 as Heffley will lead off the inning. 3-4-5 due up. Rockville had a little bit something going last inning, unfortunately cut short due to an out at the plate. Second one of those we've seen today.
Yeah, well, that second one was a little more questionable than the first one.
Yeah, as we were saying, Rick really wanted that interference call, but fortunately might have been the only one that saw it. Dean Wandell, the pitcher now, left-hander, as he's behind 2-0 now. Heffley tries to get one on a low fastball, ends up lining it out towards second. 2-0, that's not really the pitch you want there.
No, 2-0 counter, definitely trying to look at that first pitch, see where it's hitting in the zone, if that was going to be a strike, and unfortunately just lined out to second base.
I'm going to bring up Ryo Fabre. Another one of those guys that's been quiet today, but capable of getting it started at any moment. So he fouls this one off towards the right side. So we approach the 2-hour mark, still here in the 6th. We did talk to the umpires, and they will not start an inning where they think the sun would set. Sunset today should be around 8:30. So we'll see how that factors into this ball game.
Yeah, I was asking the umpire in between, I believe, the 4th and 5th inning with the sun coming down here. As we are getting later into the summer, the sun's starting to set earlier. What the rules were for this league?
Yeah, especially here at Churchill with no lights. Another thing that hasn't been a factor on ball games all year for the Express, but certainly would be here. As to this point of the game, 2 hours for 6 innings. Not really sure if they'll get a full 9 in. Fabre, however, a ground ball up the middle, and first base unable to handle the throw. Fabre likely would have beaten it out anyway. As Rockville, believe it or not, leading in the hit category. They're up 9-8 in that regard, but still trailing by 4 on the scoreboard.
Well, a big reason why KOA has 8 on the scoreboard is a lot of walks, unfortunately, surrendered by the Rockville pitching, and a grand slam. Without that grand slam, we would have a tied ball game here. So, as much as we hate to say it, that grand slam is huge in this game.
And pitch here inside to Hakopian, catches for strike 1. The 0-1. Fouled off by Hakopian. The 0-2. Curveball swung on and missed. Will be the second out. Another quick inning so far for Rockville as Steven Orsini looks to do something about that with 2 away and a runner at first. Orsini's got a lefty-lefty matchup. See how that pans out as a check swing and no swing following the appeal down. Well, an interesting hop here off the backstop. However, Fabre still able to advance on a wild pitch there. That one really took off on him. Almost nailed Stevie.
I kind of thought it did. I heard it hit something.
I thought it did too. Might have been the end of the mitt. Could have been.
Heard something maybe hit Jersey. Just a little brush of something.
Second one that's been in on Stevie today. As this one misses high, runs it 3-0. Good count for Orsini, 3-0. With Salisbury on deck, I can't imagine he's got the green light. This would be a base runner here, but we'll see. a foul ball off the umpire. He's all right.
Gotta be tough to be a home plate umpire, as those foul balls are frequent. That catch protector only does so much for you.
And prior to that, Giesemann wanting to go out and have a word with Wandell. Surprised to see Stevie swinging 3-0 there on a pitch that really wasn't that close.
Well, you said with Salisbury on deck, this is almost I don't want to say almost a guaranteed batter, but our guaranteed base runner. But we'd like to see Orsini get on base and extend this inning.
Watches a breaking ball that drops in front door. Wandell working him back into this count. Could go either way now. Full count here to Stevie. And a called strike 3 as you saw Orsini start to head towards first, but not to be. As that'll be strike 3 and that'll end the inning. 8-4 ball game when we come back. Back here in the bottom of the 6th, Zorbal still out on the mound as he's been successful to a T, as KOA's only gotten 1 since he's come into the ball game. Misses outside here, runs the count 1-0. Gets one over, strike 1. 11-11 here. Interesting matchup. And flied out towards right field. Going back is Salisbury. And able to get there. Good footwork from him there for the first out.
I think Orsini twisted both directions twice, left and right. Sorry, Salisbury. Twisted both directions a couple times there, making sure he had room back there before he hit the wall.
And not only that, he had to deal with that ball slicing a little bit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, McTighe steps in. He had a home run, grand slam rather, earlier. As on this at-bat, flies out to Hakopian on 1 pitch. Big out there for Zorbal as he's got 2 away now. Following the quick out there, it'll bring up Matt Ryan. First pitch strike in there from Zorbal. Speed of the game's picked up, certainly. As we're just over 2 hours now here in the bottom of the 6th. It's been like an hour a frame.
Yeah, it's about average pace for a 9-inning baseball game, which we are hoping to get in here today.
Yeah, that's the problem is, You know, normally, yeah, you wouldn't complain with that, but with that sun setting out in your right field. However, we're going to leave it there. Zorbal, strike 3, gets out of the inning, an 8-4 ball game still, and we come back in the 7th. Back here in the top of the 7th, Salisbury leading off the inning for Rockville. Wandell still the arm on the mound, so we will see a lefty-lefty matchup here. Ahead 0-1. Ooh, good spot there. High outside corner. Salisbury gets under one, sends it out of play. Wandell, the 0-2 again. It's a swing and a miss. That'll be the first out of the inning. Rockville not really putting up much of a fight here.
And unfortunately, it looks like they're just kind of sluggishly playing the rest of this game. They've managed to put across 4 runs, but I think what did it to them was that grand slam early in this game.
Yeah, they haven't quite regrouped since it. As Lacefield in now with one away. Fouls one off his ankle.
The most we've seen the bats alive was the top of the 5th inning when they pushed across 2 more runs. Unfortunately, it was stopped short with some questionable calls on the field and questionable things that weren't seen in the opinion of Rick Price.
And a check swing there from Lacefield. Didn't really read that curveball too well as he's behind 0-2 now. Lacefield in the box for the 0-2. Goes Oppo out towards left. Left fielder coming in and puts it away for the second out. Quickly 2 away as Bowman will come in now. Wandell, the deal. Catches the inside, 0-1. Credit him, he's done a great job putting the ball over the plate. And not only that, in good spots as well.
Yeah. Rockville batters just willing to wait on pitches that they like.
Yeah, meanwhile, Bowman fouls one off and appears to break his bat. So he'll have to grab another here. Behind 0-2 now.
One thing we've noted a few times is broken bats in this league. If you're going to have to go to Dick's Sporting Goods to buy a new bat, that is not cheap. As players have to pay for that out of their own pocket. They don't have the luxury of major league players where they can just be given bats out of like sponsorships.
Meanwhile, there's a first. Ball skipped off the catcher and over the fence.
Yeah, saw that. I wouldn't say necessarily short fence here by home plate, but short enough for it to skip over.
Bowman goes the other way. Fly ball out towards right will end the inning. Quick inning there for Rockville as they go down in order 1-2-3 as we head towards the bottom of the seventh. An 8-4 ball game when we come back. Back here in the bottom of the seventh as Dane Blair will lead off. Ryo Fabre getting his first appearance on the mound for Rockville.
Yeah, we were talking with Andy in between innings who is going where, and the DH is coming in to pitch now. As we weren't allowed to do that in Baltimore. I guess Putty Hill wasn't too happy with it or didn't understand the rules regardless. If the DH comes in, someone in the field has to come out, and Zorbal goes into left for Orsini.
Yeah, if the pitcher never hits, he can go anywhere in the field. And Zorbal will now go into left for Orsini and hit in that spot. And first strike of the day over for Fabre, nothing but fastballs. Guy not too familiar on the mound, I'm sure that we'll see a lot of those. As he's got a 2-1 count now. Fortunate for him, Blair's not really a easy guy to come in and face. As it's a really small strike zone to try to hit to your first batter, but nevertheless, he's got a 2-2 count on him. Misses low on a changeup, runs it full.
I think if you face anyone other than Blair with this small strike zone, that high heater from Fabre can definitely pay in his favor.
Yeah, there it is. That velocity firm is really moving. Surprised it's waited this long into the season to see him there.
Maybe this was Rick Price's game plan, and he's maybe might have been talking to Ryo throughout the season if he can pitch, and I guess being down 4 in this game, he decided to go put him on the bump.
Gets another strike over there as he's ahead 0-1 to the next guy. Catches there as well, 0-2.
Ryo looking really solid out here. First 2 batters he's faced, got a strikeout, now up 0-2, maybe looking to get strikeout number 2.
Misses high and in there. Nothing but fastballs this at bat. Another changeup in the dirt. Both his breaking balls so far in this game missing in the dirt. Two, misses high. Started this at bat ahead at 0-2, now runs it full. Full count pitch on its way, gets a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ryo Fabre.
Kind of wish we had a little pocket radar gun here. Definitely want to see what Ryo's throwing here. He's gas. Swing and a miss there for his second strikeout of the inning.
Yeah, these KOA hitters unable to catch up to the fastball. As this may not be the last time you see Fabre pitch all season.
Not with that stuff that he's throwing.
Giesemann steps in now with 2-0, watches ball 1 go high. Tough spot there, doesn't get the call, runs at 2-0. And the foul ball out, runs at 2-1. 2-1 from Fabre. Fouled back into the cage, evens it at 2. Maybe 3 straight strikeouts here?
I'd love to see that here from Ryo's first pitching appearance of the season. Might have to look at his school stats and see if he's ever pitched before at his school.
Meanwhile, gets a called strike 3 on a breaking ball. KOA doesn't agree, but nonetheless, Ryo Fabre, 3 straight strikeouts for him. How about that? It's 8-4 ball game now as we head towards the 8th. We're back here in the top of the 8th as Furlong will lead off. It'll be 10-1-2 due up for Rockville. Really the only part of this order that's produced all day.
Well, I think the top of the order is produced a little bit with
That's where we're headed, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. But you want to see the bottom of the order get a little spark going. For the top of the order, so that you aren't having your 1 and 2 guys up with 1 out or 2 outs in the inning.
Meanwhile, Furlong watches 2 go by back to back. I don't know about that second one though.
And unfortunately, that outside pitch to left-handed batters, right-handed inside to righties has been called all game. As again, we have no chalk lines almost anywhere on this field that are visible with more than a microscope.
Ooh, on the 0-2, Furlong taking one off the shoulder. That's a base runner. They hit the 10-hole, man. And Rockville, their leadoff man on to start this inning with Saylor due up. 2 doubles for him to this point of the day.
Yeah, 2 doubles, 3 hard-hit balls as he had a line out to right field in his 3rd at-bat.
One 0 to Saylor. Be interesting to see what he does with the lefty-lefty matchup. He's hammered the right-handed pitching today. Watches strike 1 go by. Same spot there, runs at 1 and 2.
That same spot called twice now, and Keane not too happy about it. He's going to have to make sure that anything outside again, he has to protect the plate. Now down in the count 1-2.
As Wandell nearly hitting his second guy of the inning. Causes Saylor to duck there, runs at 2 and 2.
Would have hit the second batter of the inning. It would have gone off the dome of Saylor. Would have been scary if it had.
And way to fight there as Saylor fouls one off, keeps it 2 and 2. Mondello switch baseballs there, head of the 2-2. Furlong, the runner at first. Ooh. Saylor fooled by a breaking ball there. Fortunately called ball 3.
I think we all were here as we got a sigh of relief there as he's got another chance here to extend this at bat.
Full count pitch, big spot for batter and pitcher, but prior to a throw over to first. Not really much of a move there as he just lobbed that one over. 3-2, hammered into right by Saylor, his 3rd hit of the ball game. Furlong will round and head to 3rd. Rockville runners at the corners now. No outs. Rockville, that's their 10th hit of the ball game, leading that category 10-8. Let's see if they put that to use here on the scoreboard now. 2 on for McMath.
I was just say we've been leading in the hit column for a couple innings now as offense for both teams is quiet down a little bit, but we're also down 4 in the runs column. That's really all that matters. As I've harped on a couple times this game, that grand slam, without it, we'd have a tied game.
Yeah, meanwhile, McMath, hottest man up right now. He's 3 for 3 in this ball game, 2 RBIs to this point. Chance to expand on that as he watches a first pitch breaking ball miss.
And this has to be a big game for JT Money, as we said, game 1 and game 2, the doubleheader collected multiple hits and RBIs. He's done the same thing here in this game. Batting up again.
Watches strike 1 go by, even now. Yeah, it has been a big day for him, as you said, 3 hits to this point. Big spot for him here. So he watches an inside breaking ball. Tough pitch there. Wandell hit a good spot, just didn't get the call.
I think with Johnny twisting out of the way of that pitch might have helped it go in his favor, as that was a inside pitch called the ball.
2-1 to him, gets some good wood on it, but fouled out of play. Had a lot of distance heading towards left field. Let's see if he gets that timing down.
I was going to say, we've seen it from right-handed batters today that 295 out and left, we know Johnny can definitely push it out that far and maybe even farther. Maybe get it up on the track by that football field.
2-2 to McMath. Swung on and missed. Big strikeout there for Wandell as he gets the first out. Good breaking ball there, got him. It'll bring up James Heffley. He'll hit with runners at first and third. First pitch to Heffley's cranked into right field. This will get a run in. Rockville drawing just a little bit closer now. This is a 5-8 ball game. Galloway in the on-deck circle, but looks like Rick Price is calling him back towards the bench, as you're not in the game until you're officially announced. So he'll head back to the dugout. Rayo Fabre, a chance to help his own run support here as he steps in representing the tying run.
Yeah, as soon as we were saying that Rockville was starting to look a little quiet here, bats have heated up yet again in the top half of the 8th inning. Let's hope it can go a little longer here.
Fabre cranks one, fortunately got a little bit under it, but they should at least get one on a tag. Or I'm sorry, I thought Saylor was on third. Nevertheless, 2 outs. Fabre had a good pitch there, unfortunately got a little bit under it and lifted it out towards left center.
Yeah, it was really loud contact. We were getting a little excited here, but like we said, he got under it. Center fielder was under it, and no advance from either Saylor or Heffley on the bases.
Yeah, perhaps just a little bit level, and we've got a tie ball game. But not to be had as Eddie Hakopian steps in. Watches strike one on the inside. If you're Rockville, you really don't want to strand runs here. We'll see what Hakopian can do with 2 away in the inning. As he watches one miss high and outside for ball 1. Hakopian ground ball towards short. Tough play on the hop. Goes the short way to second. And that'll get them out of the inning. Stranding 2 for Rockville. An 8-5 ball game as we head towards the bottom of the 8th. Back here in the bottom of the 8th, a little bit of a defensive update. Joey Galloway into the game for Eddie Hacopian, and Ethan Zorbal behind the plate now. Ryo Fabre still on the mound. Looks like the KOA coach wants to question the lineup switch here, as we'll see what happens. We're going to step aside, but we'll keep a close eye on it and see what happens.
With Zorbal behind the dish, we are trying to look out to left field.
The problem is Zorbal came into this game after pitching, went to left field, and is now catching. Interesting. Looks like Lacefield's in left. As you see, Furlong's at third. Hacopian is actually at short. That's not what we overheard. Meanwhile, this ball's ripped into the gap. This will be a leadoff single. Looking like he was going to go extra bases, but ends up holding up. As Moffitt's on first now. But yeah, as I was saying, looks like Lacefield's in left. Furlong's at third. Hacopian moved from second over to short. And Heffley's at second.
A lot of moves.
Yeah, a lot of moves, but that wasn't what we were told.
No.
Nevertheless, we'll scramble and get it together here.
Yeah. There we go.
And Zorbal can't find this one in the dirt. Lands right in front of him as Moffitt takes second. Was a strike, however, as counts even at 1. Fortunately for Rockville, every chance they get some momentum, KOA has an answer for it. Fabre blows the 1-1 by him. As we said, that velocity, these hitters just not able to catch up to it.
I think this might be the highest velocity these KOA batters have seen all day. Ryo, as you said, this is his first pitching appearance of the season, and he's just throwing absolute gas.
1-2, good spot, no call. Fabre steps and looks Moffitt back. See the sun starting to set towards the right. Not much daylight left to be had in this game, as we'll see what that does. Get a check swing, looks like no swing. Ball in the dirt, the runner advanced to third. A holdup was the call, so Fabre will have to go at him with a 2-2. And this is lined into right. This will be a run. He'll turn it head for second, as this will be extra bases. Makes it a 9-5 ball game. KOA really showing signs of life late in this game. Like I said, every time Rockville gets some momentum, they have an answer for it.
Yeah, well, this is likely to be the last inning that their batters are going to get out here, as they extend the lead back to 4 runs. And with a no-out RBI double for Putnam, brings up Caesar here with a runner on second.
KOA 9 runs on 9 hits. 3 errors for Rockville as well to go along with it. Fabre gets ahead of Caesar here with a called strike on the fastball. Caesar hammers the 0-1 out towards left. Lacefield has a look and up onto the concourse. A 2-run home run for Caesar. An 11-5 ball game now. And they are just hammering these Rockville pitchers.
Yeah, it's second home run today for KOA. This one by Caesar. Line drive, no doubter. Definitely up to the hill by that football field. We've mentioned a couple times. That is a very short 295 left field pole over there. Doesn't take a lot to get it out, but from a smaller guy that Caesar is, that's, I'm going to say, quite impressive for him to drive it out as with as much power as he had.
Yes, I was going to say, a lot of power there from the little guy.
As many times as I say he's looking like Jose Altuve, the power shows it there. Just make sure he's not hiding anything under his jersey.
One 0 catches the outside, evens the count at 1. Fortunately for Fabre, yeah, it's been the line for him is most when you're throwing all fastballs, they're eventually going to catch on to it. And Caesar got one, it wasn't full, got the timing perfect, and pulled that one out to left. Well up onto the hill, too, I should say. That went much farther than the first one.
Like I said, he hit that one onto the hill, probably rolled its way up to the football field, or maybe the track up there. But impressive power from the little guy.
Track, concourse, same thing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a walk here following the home run. Rockville still no outs in the inning. And this could be it, though. I mean, I'm looking at that sun. It's setting. No lights here at Churchill. This might be it in the 8th inning.
Yeah, this could be it. As, like I said, Rockville would probably only have one more half inning, as it would be the top of the 9th for them if they were to get up.
I mean, I'm just, by the looks of it, I can't imagine they let them go out and play the top of the 9th, but you never know.
Well, the thing is that with KOA having the lead, it's not an inning that they would have to finish. They wouldn't have to play the bottom of the 9th. They'd just have to get the 3 out to the top of the 9th. And unfortunately, with the way Rockville is playing so far, I don't think that would take too long.
You never know. They're a fighting team. It's a ground ball foul. Runs it 2-1.
I can also say, personally, I wouldn't like to have another unfinished game on the schedule, as that would be 2, which would be, in my opinion, too many. We'd like to finish all the games we can, get the wins we can, and push ourselves into the postseason.
Runner goes on the 2-1. No throw from Zorball. Zorball unfortunately didn't get a grip on that ball. The one curveball Fabre's thrown was the one they picked the pitch to run on. Full count to McTye. Slices the low ball. Hakopian fielded it short deep in the hole, but no throw. As KOA picks up hit number 11.
Hakopian definitely had a bit of a problem there on the transfer over to his throwing hand. Good decision on his part to eat it and just keep it without trying to fumble and maybe have another error there. That would have resulted in the 12th run for KOA.
Meanwhile, Matt Ryan steps up now. He's got runners at the corners and still no outs. Runner goes for second. Still no throw from Zorball.
I think maybe at this point with Zorball and his, I don't want to say that much inexperience behind the plate, but at least for this season, he might not want to risk overthrowing second base.
Well, Fabre drops one over there as well. Goes ahead 0-2 here. Chance for the first out of the inning and his fourth strikeout. As this one skips, gets away from Zorball, and this will be a run. Never make this guy happy. You really can. I would have called it, but as I said, we're so close to the field, you all can hear it.
Yeah,
Unhappy with the umpire not signaling a strikeout? Like,
not signaling the drop third strike, as the batter swung.
I mean, yeah, he clearly swung. Like, there's no argument there. They got a run, but you just, you can't make some people happy. Blair shows bunt, pulls it back. One out. Misses, runs at 2-0. Foul ball off from Blair, runs at 2-1. Swing and a miss. Fabre blows a fastball by him. Blair unable to catch up. This one takes off on Zorball. No advance from third as the count goes full. Zorball's a tall guy. That ball went up and over him.
Yeah, went up and over, popping out of the squat as quick as he did.
Full count, Fabre home, and hit high out towards left. Back on is Lacefield, and he'll make the catch crashing into the wall. This will get a run in. Once that ball hit the wall, it looks like that ball might have hit off the wall because you see Blair out on second. I thought Lacefield caught that on the fly from where I'm sitting. Always tough to tell, however, as that'll be a double for Dane Blair, apparently.
Maybe a ground roll double or something? I really thought I saw
Lacefield make that catch.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it either. So you'd hear it hit the wall. Well, there's another one hit out towards Lacefield. That one I can assure you he caught for the second out. Meanwhile, following that little debacle, 13-5 score, 2 outs here, and Blair the runner at second, 2 away here in the 8th.
2 outs here. I think the Express are looking to finally just put this game away as the sun is completely below the tree line. And this might be our last inning of play.
Yeah, I mean, we thought maybe we'd have time for Rockville to bat, but with the length of this inning, I don't know. Fabre misses, runs it 2-0 to Giesemann. Giesemann, the cleanup hitter. Ball in the dirt, gets behind Zorbal, and this will be a run. Was unable to find it there, got by him in a 5-14 ball game now.
Was he able to score all the way from second on that one?
No. He advanced the previous pitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, snuck up to third. This one takes off on Fabre as well, a 4-pitch walk. As, yeah, this inning just really dragging on now. Yeah, I'm almost certain, Pat, this has got to be the last half inning.
Oh yeah, there is still some,
No.
we still can't see the ball, but I don't think there's any point in, with the Express being down 9 at this point, I don't think there's any point in playing the top of the 9th inning. A little confusion here as they were trying to get a courtesy runner for the catcher Giesemann on first, but I don't believe.
Not granting him.
Yeah, not granting it. So Giesemann looking like he's gonna get a.
And they're saying KOA, no substitute on the bench, as you heard there. They will not allow a courtesy runner here for KOA.
No brace for KOA in the rules part of this ball game. Just one after another things that they either are confused about or just plain out disagree with.
Fabre bounces back with a strike there. Runs it 1-1. Ball in the dirt. Fabre, the 1-1. And another ball gets by. It's a lot of pass balls you've seen this inning.
And fortunately, again, I don't want to chalk it up to the possible inexperience behind the plate that Zorbal has, as he's come in, as you've said, an emergency catcher with James Heffley being the only catcher to this point in the season that's still playing for us. As Tim Nicholson is out for the season with an injury, and we're hoping to see Ryan Maley back by the postseason, coming back from that sprained wrist.
And a ball over, runs the count full. Ryo 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Hopefully he could do it here. Foul ball there, keeps it full.
Remember, people, if you ever go to a live baseball game, keep your eyes on the play. No matter what you're doing, keep your eyes on the play. Doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, what's going on. Keep your eyes on the play.
And for those of you who didn't see, a KOA fan passing by nearly got hit by the foul ball. Meanwhile, here's a strikeout from Fabre. We'll get Rockville out of the inning here. We'll have to hang tight and see if they let him bat in the top of the ninth. Not so sure with the daylight running out here, but we'll maybe see in the top of the ninth. A 14-5 ball game. Back here in the top of the ninth, they will see if we can get out of this half inning. Rockville will get to bat. They trail by 9. Ethan Zorbal will lead off, his first at-bat of the game. Jacob Zuniga, new pitcher into the ball game. Right-hander from Salisbury takes over. He'll be an incoming freshman there in the fall. Falls behind 2-0 to Zorbal. See Galloway in the on-deck circle for the second time today. He was sat down earlier. Looks like he'll get an at-bat as well. Three-0 to Zorbal. Misses high. And Rockville's got the leadoff man on.
And as we were saying, we might need a quick top of the ninth. Leadoff batter reaches on 4 balls.
Leadoff man on, 9 runs to go. Galloway will get his first at-bat of the game.
All I'm going to say is don't call it a comeback.
Galloway can't catch up to the fastball, fouls it back into the mitt. New catcher into the game for KOA as well is Cole Philpott from Grinnell. A little bit shaky here for Zuniga as he's unable to get that pitch over as well. Walked Zorbal and now is 1-1 to Galloway. Ooh, catches the outside. A bit of an expanded there. Galloway's going to have to protect that outside now. And swing and a miss. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Rockville down to their last 2 outs.
Fortunately there with Zorba on first, there's nowhere for Galloway to go on the drop third strike. So he's just automatically out there.
Lacefield swings and sends one out towards the gap. This will get down for extra bases. As it hops against the fence. Zorbal will hold at third. Rockville now runners at second and third following the Jesse Lacefield double. Only 9 runs to go.
Like I said earlier, don't call it a comeback. Although, like I said earlier a couple times, I don't really want to have 2 unfinished games on the schedule for this season, as this is our last week of the regular season. But we'll see what the baseball gods have in line for us here.
I mean, even if Rockville did start to put something together here, you know the KOA half would start begging for darkness. So, Rockville, unfortunately, in a tough spot here. This one misses outside, 2-0 to Bowman. Following Bowman would be Furlong, Saylor, and McMath. Hottest part of the order today.
Yeah, we've got 9, 10, 1.
As another close pitch misses, 3-0. He's been living right around that outside corner, doesn't get any of them over.
I think Bowen might get the green light here.
I mean, it's really up to him, I think. I mean, on that pitch, no green light, Pat.
On a pitch that might be another few feet closer, might have gone to the plate. We've got bases loaded here for Charlie Furlong, who hasn't had hard contact so far this game, but has lined most of his batted balls foul. Hasn't gotten the time quite down yet, but let's see if here with the bases loaded he can get it out in play.
You watch him strike one in on the fastball. Zuniga is throwing a lot harder than the other guys who've pitched for KOA. That might help Furlong out because he's been swinging early at everything. You never know. The 0-1 on its way. Gets under it and flies it up and out of play. Furlong now down 0-2. Rockville down to their last 2 outs of the ball game. Misses high, 1-2. A loss here does put them 3 games behind KOA for that 5th spot, as playoffs goes by number of wins rather than win percentage. This one misses inside to Furlong, gets away behind the plate, but no advance anywhere. Furlong battling back to a 2-2 count now with the bases loaded. Furlong connects, sends one out towards right. Right fielder going back. Has a look and punch your ticket. Charlie Furlong, the first grand slam of the year. Don't call it a comeback now. A 9-14 ball game.
Rockville pitching staff has given up 3 grand slams, but this is the first one for the Rockville batters. Charlie Furlong with a long drive to right field. Just missing those cars on the road past the high school.
Yeah, I was waiting for a lefty to hit one to it. Nevertheless, we've got a little bit closer ball game now as it's 14-9. Furlong his first home run of the season. Never a bad time for it, as that was a grand slam that gave Rockville a little bit of life here.
Unfortunately here with Rockville still down 5 runs and the daylight fading quicker than we would like it to, but there's nothing we can really do about that. I think KOA might start waving their hands with the daylight rule here soon.
Yeah, it looks to be, as Dane Blair will take over the pitching duties. That's exactly what this move is to just stall time. But while he warms up, we're going to take a break. We're back here in the top of the 9th, following the pitching change after the grand slam by Charlie Furlong, as Kean Saylor steps in. 3 hits to this point of the ball game for him, a chance to add that to 4 here. This one takes off on him. Blair just needing 2 outs to end this ball game, gets a strike there. With 1 away here in the 9th, Rockville's got the top of the order up now. Saylor, McMath, and then Heffley. Heffley did remain in the game after catching, went out to second base last inning. 3-1 to Saylor, chases one, as this will get out of play. Definitely had ball 4 there.
Yeah, unfortunately swung at a pitch a little too high. Couldn't do more than just pop it foul behind the backstop here, which really isn't hard to do.
Meanwhile, this will be ball 4, and Saylor will get first base. That'll bring up JT Money now. Again, 3 hits in the ball game.
3 hits, has a couple RBIs on the day. We could say RBI opportunity, but he'd have to, I'd say, have an extra base hit, which isn't impossible for him to do, as he's had one so far today.
Meanwhile, this one gets away behind the plate, and Saylor will move up to second.
Looks like Blair taking off an armband there that he had. Doesn't like it.
Yeah, you can't wear those. I mean, hey, slow the ball game down again. Why not? Saylor will try to advance to third on a ball in the dirt, and he does. Gets the uniform dirty there, as he's on third base now. Still 1 away.
Well, as soon as I said that Johnny's going to have to drive the ball out to drive in that runner.
Not anymore.
Yes, it was now on third.
Meanwhile, 3-0 to him. Blair unable to find the strike zone. Again, this is just tactic to slow the ball game down. I mean, I don't mean to pick sides, but I just call it as it is. He's walked 2 straight guys here since the grand slam, and like I'm saying, it's call it like you see it. They're trying to slow this ball game to keep Rockville from mounting a comeback here. Yeah, they're going to call time and talk to his pitcher, and another pitching change.
Yeah, another
this
pitching
is absurd.
change.
We're going to take a break here. Heffley in now following the pitching change. David Curtin taking over as he comes in with runners on the corners and one away. Heffley connects and sends one through into left. This will get another run in. Play at third and he's in. As Rockville will keep runners at the corners now as they make this game a little bit closer now. 14-10.
Don't call it a comeback. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm out of baseball.
I'm paranoid for a lot of things here.
First pitch to Fabre misses high. Yeah, I wonder at one point now. I mean, I appreciate behind the plate trying to be fair and let Rockville try to hit here. They don't want to call it mid-inning, of course.
Well, yeah.
Especially this close to what could be the end of the ball game.
Well,
But at the same time, Rockville threatening here.
Rockville's threatening, but so far, no complaints on the field as to if they can or cannot see the ball. I think that's what the umpire is really going off of, is somehow there's enough daylight for the battery here of KOA to see the ball, and as well as the batter and the fielders here.
Yeah, but it's quickly running out. I can't imagine it'll be much longer. Fabre connecting on one. Out towards center field. Center fielder back. Up and over his head. Off the wall. As base running confusion, Fabre will have to get back to first. He'll hang on there with just a single. An 11-4 ball game now. The tying run comes to the plate. Rockville already 6 across in the inning.
Huge crooked number here with only one out here in the top of the ninth. Unfortunately, Heffley held up a little bit on that ball. He was being extra sure that it was going to get down, only held Fabre to a single there.
Meanwhile, now with one out, the tying run comes to the plate, and Eddie Hakopian. Rockville really pushing the agenda this inning, 14-11 now. First pitch to him catches the outside for strike one.
Something that Rockville has done all season is absolutely destroy bullpens, and here with more pitching changes in this half inning than grand slams in this game for KOA. Rockville really just pouncing on these fielders coming in to pitch, and I would say almost just lobbing them in, and Rockville's crushing the balls out.
Yeah, Fabre's been close a few times now to that first home run of the year, but not to be had is that one hopped the wall. Fortunately, only got a single out of it, too. Some conservative base running by Heffley kept him there, and 2-2 now to Hakopian. Hakopian rips one into left. This will get down. Heffley will round. He'll head home. And he's in. 12-14 now.
Keep it going.
Rockville batted around, and Ethan Zorball back in the box, his second time up this inning.
If there's ever time to say the famous line, same seats, now is the time. As you've said, Rockville batted around now. Zorball coming for his second AB in the inning. And still only one out with 2-1.
Shows bunt and doesn't get it down. Fouls it away for strike one. Zorball, after showing bunt, gets his sign there. See if he does it again. KOA's got to respect it now. Rockville just crushing the ball this inning, hit after hit. As this one misses low to Zorball, evens the count at 1. It's the most offense we've ever seen in a game.
Well, not necessarily, but definitely I would think in maybe even a half inning of any ball game. Rockville really coming alive here.
I'm saying this season for the Express, this is the most runs we've seen in a game, being 26.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant from just the Express alone. No, I think we put up a 14 spot at one point in the season.
Yeah.
The 26 combined runs is definitely, I think, a season high for Rockville. We'd like to see that increase a little more.
Meanwhile, this ball gets by. Both runners will advance. 2 in scoring position now for Zorball as he's got a 3-1 count. Hey, a single here ties this ball game up before they can call it. Wouldn't that be nice if they tie this ball game up right here and then call it at a tie?
That would be something.
Zorball, pitch that could have gone either way there, gets called strike 2, runs it full to him. A single would be huge here. As he swings and misses, that'll be the second out now. KOA just 1 out away now. As they went a long time between outs there. They got that first out and then 9 runs came in to score. I'm sorry, 7 runs. 2 into the game where I'm losing count. But Galloway at the dish now, watches ball 1. He represents the go-ahead run. He's got Hakopian out on second. Fabre at third. Swings and misses, evens the count at 1. Galloway, a tough spot for him. Newly entered in the ball game this inning. Struck out his first at-bat. A chance now to tie this ball game up. As he connects on one, sends it out towards right. Second baseman over to first, and that ends the ball game. Rockville almost able to pull off the comeback, but not to be had, as a 14-12 final in this offensive show. We come back at next time. Josh Feldman along with Pat Mitchell signing off.